Africa has seen COVID-19 cases surge by more than 43% in the past week alone, to up to 27,000 cases, while countries across the continent continue to implement a wide range of containment measures. Reporting from home, Laila Maiden, New York City News Service. The countdown to the elections is on. With 24 days left, the campaign is heating up. Wednesday's vice presidential debate is just the most recent addition to the trail. This election has left most voters with little to no information, and it's unclear whether it will be the last debate. Trump announced Thursday he would not participate in the upcoming debate scheduled on October 15 because it would be virtual, citing it as a waste of time. He instead said he will attend a campaign rally. Since the lockdowns, job losses have been on the rise. The outcome has led some young people to turn to alternative ways of making money. But will this trend change the economy forever?
What's today's protests about?
Today's protest is the beginning of December disruptions.
Some of the biggest companies were started in or around an economic crash. Microsoft, IBM, and FedEx are just some examples. So if you're thinking of starting that company, now might be the time. I'm Laila Maiden, New York City News Service. Welcome to the second episode of CUNY Flicks. On this show, we watch short films made by CUNY students and discuss the cinematic choices that they made. On today's episode, we will see a film by Ayuna Furman called J1. J1 is about a young woman from Russia who comes to America with a dream. Let's take a look. And now, moving away from the campaign race and over to a different kind of race, the one for the COVID-19 vaccine, as drug companies get closer to the finishing stages. There are currently 11 vaccines in phase 3, and there are 6 that have been approved for early or limited use. Scientists are hoping to produce a safe and effective coronavirus vaccine by next year.
The sense of anxiety that I felt just having to go to work, I felt like I was signing my death sentence.
Arlen Sorto had to take public transit to get to work. Her biggest fear? Bringing the virus home to her mother, who has an autoimmune disease.
God forbid my mom has to end up at the hospital and I can't be there with her because of the restrictions.
Many New Yorkers face the same anxieties about using public transit.
Well, my partner's pregnant right now, so we're trying to take as many precautions as possible. We purposely walked today to get to go see the doctor, and yeah, we didn't want to take the subway.
Which is why, for some, the governor's announcement was welcomed.
If you get on a bus, you need to wear a mask. If you get in a train, you need to wear a mask.
Initially, New Yorkers were told that wearing a mask would not prevent someone from catching the virus. Adam Gimbroni, senior transportation consultant, explains the confusion.
Masks, in fact, are, they don't necessarily block the infection, but they do block you or your other fellow riders from spreading the infection.
For now, Arlen is grateful that she now gets to work from home.
Just breathing, it felt like you were at risk of this virus, and that's just a horrible way to live.
Adam also recommends avoiding travel during rush hour and, whenever possible, keeping a safe distance from other commuters. I'm Laila Maiden, reporting from home, New York City News Service. Investing in the stock market has been shifting form over time, from brokers on Wall Street in the 90s to the at-home day trader, and more recently, the TikTok influencer. Now more than ever, trading stocks has become more accessible to the average person. But if you're a beginner, is it advisable?
Dabbling in individual stocks is something that you should save until you've already got, a pretty good investment plan in place. You're sort of hitting your investment goals and you want to dedicate a little bit of money to playing in the market.
Experts like Ariel O'Shea, an investing and retirement specialist from NerdWallet, recommends considering other investment options before taking the risk. The reason is because individual stocks are volatile, and even the most experienced traders lose money.
Active investors have failed to beat the S&P 500 index. 95% of them have failed to beat the S&P 500 index over a 15-year period.
Jim Chong has been a private investor for over 25 years. He learned that the hard way.
The biggest mistake you can make is, number one, investing in individual stocks. any company, you think you have an inside track, you're looking at the financial statements, you think you're doing well, you're going to buy individual stocks. That is a terrible mistake. Totally diversified, and you are more likely to lose your money than not.
If you're a beginner, Jim recommends starting with a low-fee U.S. index because they are vetted and diversified, but only after you've put money aside for an emergency fund. While investing in individual stocks is not advisable for beginners, experts say if you have a little bit of money and you don't mind losing it, go ahead and invest it. The worst that can happen is, well, you'll lose it, but maybe that's part of the learning process. I'm Laila Maiden, reporting from home, New York City News Service.